Stop! You're not getting anywhere with this, Von Borchert.
You know, I kind of get the same feeling, my dear Sarah. Listen. Nothing. Not a sound. No one's coming to save you.
Huh, that's what you think. The Golden Order knows exactly where we are.
By the time your ridiculous secret society turns up, it will remain of your body.
If you touch a single hair on my mother's head, I'll skin you alive.
You know, Louis, I have no intention of beating your dear mother. There are more persuasive ways of making you talk.
Vale, este juego es nuevo.
You've stolen something from me that I
Lo
intend to
hoy,
get
no back.
back.
ayer. Y me estoy callado ahora para escuchar esto, ¿vale? Y para
Where have you hidden it?
Von Borchert, you can't sell that book on the black market anymore. This is finished.
We know you're planning on selling at one of Lord Mortimer's parties. Alright? Just tell us who the buyer is and we can make a deal.
You've no idea of the trouble you've gotten yourselves into. Oh, but you will tell me where it's hidden. I can promise you that.
Stop annoying our host, Louis. Son, didn't what happened to you in Rome teach you anything?
Just a few more minutes and my concoction will be ready. With this, your bodies will dissolve in less than 4 hours. You'll see. It loosens tongues in no time.
You know, I have to admit, Mother, the only thing you've ever taught me is that damn motto of yours. Always remain rational. And open. I got it. I've opened our shackles.
Draw him over here. I'll take care of him.
Von Borchert! Von Borchert!
Hmm?
Listen. Let's make a deal. I'll tell you where the book is if you let my mother go free.
Oh, what are you playing at?
Don't worry, Mother.
You want to play the hero. Pity you're not in any position to do so. For the last time. Where is Al-Azif?
Actuar o confiar en ella. Voy a actuar. Tú. Vamos. Toma. Tu fuego. Gracias a Fifi. Se me feo. Coño con tu fuerte.
For God's sake, Louis, I told you to let me do it. Let me see.
You know, I was in control of the situation, Mother.
Oh, tell that to your nose. It's because of this kind of reaction that I prefer to work alone.
You ought to learn to trust me, Mother. Can't you be happy for once? We finally cracked the Von Borchert case?
He was just a middleman. He would have been more useful alive. How many times must I tell you? You must never put your life on the line for me. You're much more important than you can ever imagine. Right, let's go now.
Ahora voy a explicar cómo se pone el juego y cómo descargarlo. ¿Vale? Vale, el juego se llama, os digo, se llama The Council y está gratuito en la Play 4. Hay que lo podéis descargar y lo descargar solamente el primer episodio. Y el resto creo que comprarlo, pienso. También que la H. De lo visto me ha parecido chulo, quiero probarlo. No lo juego. ¿A qué juego ni lo he jugado? Así que un juego de Big Dark World Studio. Ahora es un juego. igual que es loco. Todo esto.
Well done, Mother. You just had to take that Bob Bertrick's trail on your own, didn't you? You ditched me in Paris with no explanation, and off you go to infiltrate one of the world-renowned receptions of this Lord Mortimer? And now you write me to say that you've gone missing on his private island? Which, by the way, looks more like a big rock from Paradise Island.
A veces llega alguien y no sobrevive, como he dicho antes, de Coulson, episodio 1, de Man Panes. Y eso sí, bueno,
The least he could do is explain to me how he managed to lose you.
pasó un mes después
In
de
any
esto y
case, it is time for you to stop all this, Mother. It no longer suits your age. Well, I'm sure I'll find you once again, slogging through the caves beneath the island, searching for some long-lost mystical object that you just can't live without. I'm already hating this trip, and all I've done is think
Contrary
about
to
it.
what one may be able to imagine, it was not the host himself who invited me.
Well now, Duchess, we find ourselves both invited by Sir Holm.
Well, how very amusing. Perhaps we have some common interests, Your Eminence.
no sé por qué
Is
me
this your
da
first time at one of Lord
para que
Mortimer's
vuelva
legendary
a asesinatos
parties?
que no veo.
Oh no, we have been friends since long ago. But as I'm doing some business with Sir Holm, the invitation came from him.
Well, I simply can't wait for all the festivities to be...
What brings you here?
Usted, mi señor, que lo que hay aquí, asuntos de motivos personales.
Your Eminence, with all due respect, I prefer to keep my reasons for coming here to myself. I promise, it has nothing to do with the legendary party that you all appear to be preparing for.
Believe what you will, my son. However, everything is related to the legendary parties organized by our host.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that, Cardinal.
Anyway, consider yourself fortunate, young man, because
Muy
there are
bien, Duque.
many who dream of simply one day setting foot on this island, and only a very few ever make it. Indeed, I imagine this must be your first time here.
Ya no sé si explico este juego. Imagino que es la primera vez que viene. Concretamente, dirigir la pregunta a
And you, Duchess? You seem to be quite accustomed to things here. Am I right?
I do not think that one can ever get accustomed to what Lord Mortimer prepares for his guests. But you are right. This is not the
Yeah.
first time I've been on this
¿Cómo
wharf.
le digo?
If you've come back again, I imagine you must find it to be of some interest.
Here, everything is possible if you make the right choices. It really is up to you whether you leave better off
Que tiene
or
que,
not.
tiene
Please
cara de
excuse
tiene
me
cojones.
if you find me overly
El
curious,
viejo
young
es
man.
un viejo con
I
cara
did
de
not mean to
también.
cause you any embarrassment. Come,
Y
Duchess.
después
they are
estamos
waiting
nosotros,
for us.
que,
We're
que
moving,
matamos
Monsieur de
a alguien
Lachey,
hace un mes
if you would like to join
en el
us.
juego.
I'm coming, Duchess. A cardinal? A duchess? I wonder if all the guests here are this prestigious.
Ah, un
Fine,
cardenal.
I would have gone for a better
Cardenal.
suit.
Estoy muerto. Coño.
Are you alright?
¿Qué pasa? Uy, 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 uy.
Mother? Oh shit, your hand!
¿Qué coño?
So,
Okay, it's done.
did you put it in a safe place?
Yes. I made sure no one was following me. Don't worry, Sarah, no one's going to find it.
Are you absolutely sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Right. Just one thing left to do.
No, Mother, no, don't!
What?
¿Qué?
Have you lost your mind?
There is no other way.
If you kill me, you won't find it.
That is the point, my dear. No one must ever put their hands on it again.
No. But I trusted you.
No, Sarah. Don't.
No. Uy, otro feo.
No! You can run want to, Sarah, but you will pay.
Dos. Hostia, tengo visiones.
Hugh.
Louis, are you alright? What's going on?
Uy, qué rara. Está viva.
Here, take this.
Pero como soy...
I'm sorry.
Keep it. Are you better?
I'm fine. Don't worry.
¿No se supone que la madre le metió un tiro?
It's getting late. Why don't you go on ahead and I'll catch up with you, okay?
Are you sure?
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm sure yes.
Yo también, sí,
Fine.
¿Quién estaba muerta? Bueno, o tenía que estar muerta. Después del disparo. Coño, María. Soy un vampiro,
I
¿qué?
definitely have to find Mother quickly. Am I going crazy?
Ahora.
Or what? This can't be real. The Duchess arrived with me.
Venga. Ah, que puedo correr
What's
ya.
happening to me, for God's sake?
A ver.
I
Aquí, ¿qué
absolutely
pasa?
need to find you, Mother.
Ah, vale. Volver al menú, reanudar. Y yo el mar, qué guapo. A ver. Mira, está guapo. Mira el mar. ¿Y está ahí?
Louis, during the trip, I had something I wanted to ask you, but we didn't happen to run into each other.
Yes, Duchess?
I'm not sure if you remember, but we've met before. At that time, you were of two minds as to your choice of career. Tell me, what have you been up to since?
¿Eso qué es? ¿Tú qué haces? Diplomática, ocultista o detective. La detective, digo. Ah, pues cámbiamelo. Ah, no, mira. Quitar punto, quitar punto, quitar punto. Añadir una polla. Lógica. Y mantenerla. ¿Está? Y elegido. Y quitar todo esto. No, y aquí, aquí y aquí. Venga. Ahora mantener para atrás. Y... ¿qué está? Ah, vamos a hacer. Elige tú qué hace. Podrás aprender el resto de habilidades, pero costará más desbloquearlas. Vale. Detective quiero hacer. Y variar. Ah, vale, aquí.
Well, over the last few years, I've solved a number of crime
vale.
cases. Like the chauffeur
Sí,
d'Angers,
dijo
for
ese.
example. Thieves that tortured their victims with burning embers.
Charming. How did you catch them?
I told the most cowardly one that the others had given him up.
Ah, and I wager your thief suddenly started to talk.
You wouldn't believe it. He told us everything. The jobs, the stashes, the names of his
Sube a la
partners.
mansión.
Couldn't
Vale.
shut him up.
I heard about that case, but I didn't know you were the one who solved it.
I'm flattered that the news made it across the channel. And you've got a darn good memory, Duchess.
Well, they say I have the memory of two people. But please, call me Emily.
Fine, Emily. Tell me, I was actually helped on that case by my mother. You wouldn't know her by any chance?
Wait, Louis. We've already met. You do remember me, don't you?
En la salud. Sí, que te acuerdas. Ya no me conoces. ¿Te acuerdas de mí? Aquí no. Ya sí te
Please
conozco.
excuse me, madam. I'm sure we've met before, but I don't remember where.
I appreciate your honesty, even if it's not very flattering for me.
I imagine that with your beauty, madam, it's the first time
Ah,
a
que la
man hasn't remembered your
conocemos.
face.
Bueno, que la conoce el tío.
Well, I must say you make up for yourself rather elegantly.
Please stop torturing me.
Uy,
I'm completely at your
estudiante.
mercy. Where have we met?
4 years ago, in London,
No. Sorry, I don't remember.
in the office of William Pitt. Remember? No?
I'm so sorry, Emily, but I really don't remember you.
Let's drop it, Louis. It doesn't matter. Right, time to go to the manor.
Juego 10. Oportunidades. Las habilidades te permiten descubrir detalles ocultos. Selecciona el objeto que te llama más la atención en una situación de descubrir. No consumirás puntos de esfuerzo. Un momento. Pues digamos aquí, no consumir puntos de esfuerzo al aprovechar una oportunidad para acceder a la habilidad requerida en una situación determinada. Basta con haberla desbloqueado. Vale. Mantener.
I ask her a question, she answers with another. Is she playing with me?
Aquí, personalidad. Vale, pulsa el botón para acceder a los menús principales.
Emily, please excuse my insisting, but you still haven't answered about my mother. Do you know her?
You'll see, Louis. Everybody here knows Sarah de Richet.
Like this, Emily. But you're connected to my mother one way or another. And if I can believe my vision, you don't have much of a place in her heart.
Ay, he hecho un mapa personaje. No. Talentos. Rasgos. Mapa. Diario. Y inventario. Unidad lógica. Y zoom. Y Excel. A ver, talentos. Para conseguir talentos al llevar. Vale. A ver. Aquí. Talentos. Tengo talentos de maestría detective. Vale, tengo un par de talentos. Los griegos. Vamos un poco más rápido.
Good evening, sir. May I ask your name, please?
Louis Moras de Richet.
Monsieur de Richet. Delighted to welcome you among us, sir.
Yeah.
You must be Sarah de Richet's son. I must tell you we are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
¿Qué sabes sobre mi madre?
I have an appointment with Lord Mortimer. Would you be so kind as to lead me to him?
Unfortunately, sir, I cannot. I don't know exactly where my master is. But rest assured, sir, everyone is waiting for you at the manor. Sir Holm insists on welcoming you in person. Since your mother went missing, everyone has been concerned about finding her.
Who is Sir Holm?
A close friend of Lord Mortimer's. Please, rest assured, sir, it won't take us long to find your revered mother. Indeed, we are searching the quays again because lights were seen at the wharf just last night.
Where we are now?
Indeed, sir. According to our information, lights were seen in the middle of the night, sir. After verification, none of the guests seem to have left the manor last night. We think that perhaps Sir's mother was here.
A ver. Aquí, habilidades, actividades, te darán acceso a acciones y selecciones exclusivas a cambio de puntos de esfuerzo. Cuando más alto sea el nivel, menos será. Habilidad. Menos será el coste de puntos de batalla. Dificultad 1. Requisito nivel 1.
And did you find anything then?
We discovered a certain amount of damage, sir, on the wooden part of the wharf.
What type of damage?
Broken barrels, mainly.
Vale.
We'll do whatever is necessary to have them rapidly repaired. But quite frankly, I can't imagine what Sir's mother would have been doing with them.
What could Mother have been doing with barrels?
Nevertheless, our search of the wharf hasn't been entirely unsuccessful, though.
What do you mean?
We seem to have found an object that would appear to belong to Sir's mother. A handkerchief. The handkerchief is embroidered with the initials SDR. We came to the conclusion that they are the initials of Sir's mother, Sarah de Richet. I have orders to give it to Lord Mortimer as soon as I see him.
I know my mother. She's not the kind to go for a midnight stroll on the wharf for nothing. I've got to find out what the hell she was doing here.
Where exactly did you find the handkerchief?
On the landing dock, sir. The one you arrived by.
A ver. Bueno, lo que puedo saber pues, es este, que déjame el pañuelo y yo me ocuparé de él, o sacásmelo. No, San gemelos. Venga, este.
Give me the handkerchief. I'll personally show it to Lord Mortimer.
Well,
I traveled
Sirviente.
hard for several days.
A ver, personaje. Diario. Sirvientes.
In order to get here.
yes, but
Invited by your master.
no, of course, but
Because my mother went missing right under your nose.
sir, please.
And having only just arrived, you refused to give me her personal belongings?
Of course not, sir. It was never my intention to contradict, sir. Here you are.
Rápido.
I must return now. There's still much to
Ala.
prepare in order to welcome all the guests.
Venga.
It is
Okay.
indeed your handkerchief, Mother. You must have come here for a specific reason. I need to know what it is. Let's think. What could she have been doing out here on this wharf?
Así lo sé, que lo sin querer antes.
There's no way I'm leaving without finding out about Mother. There's no way I'm leaving without finding out about Mother.
Ah, vale, por aquí. Vale. Aquí.
Locked. I'll never get it open barehanded.
Bueno, no pasa nada porque no tengo nivel de o algo así. Uy, mira.
Wooden floorboard. Judging by the splinters of the wood, this
Venga.
floorboard has been ripped up. It was in decent condition. I wonder why someone ripped it up. What's the point of doing this?
Examinar. Uy.
Probably comes from this part of the wharf. The wood is slightly eaten away, of course, but it still would have been fine if it weren't smashed.
Y me parto. Aquí. Jalea real. La jalea real recupera 2 puntos. Venga. Ni tengo fe. Mira, coge.
Must be an incredible view from up there. Impossible to set foot on the island without being seen from 300 meters away.
Mira. Una cuerda. Una carta. Qué raro.
Let's see what's hidden inside. Let's look. The address is in Sao Paulo, Brazil. That reminds me, it's about time the Order sent some envoys there.
A ver.
Ah, one of the letters is
Ya que está bastante
seal of
hecho,
the
hay que no puedo
Order.
tomar.
And I recognize your handwriting anywhere, Mother. But who is this Samuel Ritter Dauchois? Who are you writing to? I don't recognize the name. Let's see what's inside this letter. So,
Dear Samuel, my stay on Lord Mortimer's island is going wonderfully well. As I find myself in such charming company, I plan to stay a few more weeks. Would you be so kind as to send me a gift that I'd like to give to our old friend Manuel Godoy? I would be most grateful. I have been told that he's going to join us here soon. I would like to mark the occasion. Thank you in advance. Yours devotedly, Sarah Faustine de Vichy.
what is your game here, Mother? Secrets, always more secrets. You never talk to anyone using language like this. Something's going on here. Who is this Samuel Ritter? And for crying out loud, who is this Manuel Godoy that you keep bringing up? Think. Godoy, Manuel Godoy. Why does the name sound so familiar? I'm guessing he's a man of some importance. Spanish, I'd say. But just can't put a face to him. Well, hope we meet to talk about it soon, Mother. I don't know what you've gotten yourself into this time, but I'll bet you've got a lot to tell me.
Busca la pista o vea la mansión. Paso. Que lo estaba con mucho tiempo y yo que subí a la mansión a ver qué hago. ¿Subimos? Toma.
How did Mortimer manage to build his manor at the top of a rocky outcrop?
Vale, esas las reglas se introducen cuando tenga poco. Como más o menos como ahora. Bueno, todavía no tenía menos. Hay que eso lo tiene que conservar bastante hasta que termine este episodio. Coño. ¿Esto qué es? ¿Cebo? ¿Qué carajo es?
Impressive.
Ah, my son. I was looking for you.
What can I do for you, Your Eminence?
I wanted to ask you. You are the son of Sara de Ricci, aren't you? You see, your mother and I were supposed to meet here on this very spot. I was supposed to hand her a very important envelope. But I haven't seen her.
If only Mother had told me why she was coming here. Anyway, I ought to take the envelope. It might have something to do with her disappearance. Listen, if it will help, you
Con
can always give it to me.
Constataciones. Vale.
Well, thank you, my son. I bear that in mind. I'd rather deal with her directly. Don't take it personally. Would
Fase
you
uno.
happen to know if your mother has arrived yet?
Porque se sabe si tu madre ha llegado ya.
Certainly, Your Eminence. Mother got here some time ago. I was hoping to find her when I arrived, but given the hour, she must be asleep by now.
Right. I shall see her tomorrow then.
By the way, Your Eminence, I wasn't aware you knew my mother.
Ah, if you only knew, my son. I hold your mother in the highest regard. She has rendered great service to the church, and her help is invaluable. I hope that you will follow in her footsteps.
If only she had told me where she was headed.
Nonetheless, our exchanges have always been discreet, and I should like them to remain as such. If your mother wishes to speak to you about us one day, I will not mind if she does so.
That is very commendable. But since we work together on a daily basis, it's surely just an oversight.
Most certainly. You said you work together. What do you do exactly?
Claro, te digo esto. Sí, te quedo personales, lo
If you know
siento.
my mother, you will understand that I cannot answer you, Your Eminence. I'm sorry, but...
Do not worry, my son. I perfectly understand, and I expected nothing less from you. Discretion and secrecy are both pillars of the organizations for which we work. You are the worthy son of Sarah.
All the same, it bothers me to see you in a quandary, Your Eminence. Is there any other solution? Look, if it's of any help, you can always leave your envelope with me, and I'll give it to her as soon as I see her.
I hesitate. Up till now, we have always dealt with her in person, and that has always been successful. Do you think I should give it to you?
¿Qué quería entregarle a usted? Gasto 3.
Listen, you have nothing to fear. I will give your letter to my mother the moment I find her.
The moment you find her? You mean Sarah has gone missing?
Shit, I shouldn't have said that. Let's not exaggerate, Your Eminence. I have no other information at this time. It's probably nothing.
Listen to me, my child. If I give you the letter, can you promise me before God that no one other than your mother will read it?
Vale. Esto tengo que acertar sí o sí. Oxfam, hijo mío, si se la entrego, si le entrego esta carta, me promete ante Dios que nadie, a excepción de su madre, la leerá.
I swear by the Almighty God to honor the promise that no one but my mother shall cast her gaze upon your letter.
Good.
Toma.
Listen, let's stop
Tienes
it.
dedos.
I'm going to tell you a secret, Monsieur Lelouch.
Toma.
Your mother and I are organizing the escape of a large number of French priests who face a
No,
massacre
¿cuántos?
organized by the
¿Cuántos?
accursed Republican tribunals. The church is literally being bled like a beast. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine. She has made the services of your order available to us by organizing the priests' safe passage across the borders. Even if she does not share all our convictions, she always provided assistance. Young man, you can be proud to be her son. Be it only for her sake. Always respect your name. Here, the letter I spoke of. It includes a list of about 15 names ready for departure. Be quick. Remember to tell Sarah when you see her that time is short.
Well played. I'll decide later when I'm alone whether to look at what it contains.
Elemento oculto. Encontrarás numerosas pistas y objetos ocultos. Vale. Bueno, igual que la antes.
I've just arrived. It might be bad manners to go upstairs without being invited.
No me va a hacer nada diciéndolo ahora aquí, no. Nada.
I thought my chimney was big, but this one is beyond belief.
It's the least one can say. I've been longing for a warm fire for ages.
Since I set foot on the island, I haven't ventured more than 2 yards away from it.
Have you also just arrived?
Oh, late morning, I'd say.
Louis, come join us. Monsieur, may I introduce you to Monseigneur His Eminence, Cardinal Piaggi. He joins us straight from Rome.
Oh, just call me Your Eminence. It's simple.
George Washington, President of the United States of America.
Delighted at last to make your acquaintance, Mr. President.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. President. Louis Moras de Richet. It is an honor to meet you.
Young man, let's keep it simple, please. Let us forget our fancy titles. Nice to meet you, Louis.
I should imagine you never thought you'd be in such company.
I must admit that I didn't. It's the first time that I've ever met so many illustrious personalities.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions, there are over a dozen people here.
They can't all be here yet. And you'll see, most of the time there's only the upper crust.
And I noticed you were already getting to know His Eminence at the entrance. It's the perfect place to build up a network. What were you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion?
At the risk of disappointing you, we weren't conspiring in our corner, sir. His Eminence was simply telling me that he knew my mother and how much he held her in high esteem.
It so happens that Monsieur de Richet's mother is to join us.
Oh, pity. No scrumptious gossip or juicy tidbits, unmentionable secrets, or even money matters. But you'll see, it will come. Despite all the goodwill in the world, you can't stop people scheming left and right around here.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Well, my friends, do any of you know the reason why we're here this time?
Not in the slightest. As for me, I've been invited by Sir Horn, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organizes a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we remake the world.
Accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand rightly, Monsieur de Richet, you've come out here to join your mother. For what reason, exactly?
Like you, Mr. President, I'm here as a result of Lord Mortimer's invitation.
2 members of the same family here. That is rare.
You know what they say. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
Seriously, though, I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll take a moment to speak about her.
Lord, Washington is wearing the emblem of the Grand Master of the Golden Order. It's the highest distinction of the Order in the United States. It puts him on par with my mother. He must really know his stuff when it comes to the occult. That's the man for my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host, Lord Mortimer. He can't be present this evening, and he sends his deepest apology.
He's asked me here and he hasn't even turned up? Great start.
Y aquí mucho texto, prácticamente. No dijo nada. Reloj de Y al lado guía.
And now, my dear guests,
Yeah.
a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
Tuvo que
My
fue también
dear
como
fellow, you must have read my thoughts. I shall follow.
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise. One of Lord Mortimer's guests is relaxing.
Oh, we shall be quiet.
Don't take it the wrong way, Sir Holm, but I've already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain by the fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington company.
Please feel at home. And you, sir?
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able to speak about my mother. But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this home. I saw him in my vision.
Tengo de acciones, pero...
My vision is more important. Let's follow home.
Venga, me quedo con el...
I'll follow you, sir. Mr. Washington, I hope to speak with you at greater length on another occasion. Emily, please excuse me, but I would like to speak to Sir Holm. I shall see you later.
My friend, I hope our dear Giovanni is well.
The troubles in France have fatigued him, but he will recover slowly. Do not fear. He apologizes for remaining in Rome. The voyage was too much for him.
And right he was too. The mildness of the Mediterranean. Come, sit down and have something to eat, my friend. You look rather pale. Excuse me, sir. I have been neglecting my duty. I haven't introduced myself. Sir Gregory Holm, an old friend of Lord Mortimer's.
A real pleasure, sir.
You who must be well used to the court of France. How do you find this peaceful little haven?
Charming if I hadn't come here for disturbing reasons.
Yes, I heard the news. What a story.
Indeed. I wanted to ask you. Would you have any information about the disappearance of my mother?
Very little, I'm afraid, my young friend. Your mother came at the invitation of Lord Mortimer. Then one fine day, we couldn't find her anywhere.
That's it?
As I said, I don't know very much. Lord Mortimer had the entire area searched immediately. We found no clue as to her disappearance. But I am convinced that as soon as Lord Mortimer becomes available, he will explain the situation.
Thank you for your answers, Sir Holm. But I beg your pardon. I get the impression I know you. Have we met?
Except in my dreams, of course.
Not that I remember, young man. Perhaps you are mistaking me for another member of the Chamber of Lords. And what with the wig and the powder, it wouldn't be the first time.
No, you were definitely the one I saw threatening my mother.
I thought... Never mind. It'll come back to me. Would you allow me one last question, sir? I don't want to take up all your time.
Please, go ahead. What do you want to know?
Por favor, adelante, ¿qué quieres saber?
Do you know if anyone else has gone missing recently?
Not at all, sir. It's as if Sarah has purely and simply vanished into thin air.
That's right. Just take me for an idiot, why don't you?
Not even a servant, then?
Not even a servant. I can assure you, we would have been informed.
Keep your faith, my son. Only the celebrated Sara de Rice could vanish before our very eyes. And she will reappear. You will see.
No!
Elizabeth!
Uy. Alguien ha muerto.
I should have insisted that you rest in your room.
Do you want me to call someone?
I'd rather not get involved either.
Just sit there a moment. It'll pass. She's slowly recovering.
These fits of hers are quite worrying to see, but normally there are no consequences.
No consequences? Have you seen the state she's in? Can you tell me something about her? The dizzy spell is harmless, but her general condition is frankly alarming. You seem to know her. What is she suffering from?
I don't know exactly, but her father sent her to us in the hope that she would recover all her faculties. It would appear she suffers from episodes of dementia.
Is she aggressive?
Sometimes, but only toward herself. She's never hit out at anyone else, I can assure you of that. She wasn't like that this morning. Something must have upset her.
That's one way to put it.
Poor girl's exhausted, but that's not the cause of her problem.
You all right, Elizabeth? Do you feel any better?
When did she arrive?
4 days ago.
Okay. My mother had already gone missing.
¿Qué puedo solucionar? Excelente.
She's just regained consciousness and she immediately reaches for her brooch? I don't know exactly what it means to her, but obviously it's got to be something important.
Are you all right, Elizabeth? You gave us quite a fright.
Take it easy, miss.
Let me... I just need to get back to my room.
Of course, my dear. Go ahead. You saw it, didn't you?
Pardon me?
I segni della bestia.
Sorry, Your Eminence. I don't speak Italian.
Forget it. It doesn't matter.
Gentlemen, it's getting late. It is time for everyone to go to bed. It has been a long day.
Yo antes me fui con este juego de matar. No sé por qué. He dicho, venga, vamos a darle, vamos a morir esa. Hala, la cara. Prácticamente ni lo sé. De cuál foto vi.
It's all the more delicate.
I'll see what I can do, but the case I'm on at the moment might well leave me with very few opportunities. Well, I am impressed with all this splendor.
But don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent. You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
Absolutely. It is remarkable.
Oh, it's naughty to tell lies. Bet my life that you were talking about something totally different from the decoration of the manor. But, to find out what, I should have stayed with them. Too bad.
Como no mira.
Lord Mortimer is fond of atypical works of art. I won't disguise the fact that I find it all a little megalomaniacal. But I must say, he does have some outstanding pieces.
So, who was that young lady with you?
Elizabeth Adams, Mr. President. She would have liked to have stayed with us, but the poor thing is exhausted.
Elizabeth Adams?
Miss Adams is here to rest. You have perhaps already come across her in the corridors. She arrived a few days ago.
I perceived her, but we weren't introduced.
Rest assured, she is not here for the same reasons as yourselves. Consequently, I'm counting on your indulgence.
Mierda.
On that note, it's very
a los dos la veis. Vale, ya
the
entendí.
servant will accompany you to your
Si me aparece mejor eso. Pero intento lo otro la veis. Es que esto yo no lo sabía.
Ladies, gentlemen, I bid you all good night. Mr. President, Your Eminence, Duchess, you have the same rooms as usual. You, Monsieur de Richet, will find your room at the end of the corridor.
Well, my friends, I am bone tired. I am off to my bed. See you in the morning.
Good night, sir. I shall do likewise.
Louis, I shall see you in the morning. Sleep well.
Good night. See you tomorrow.
Oh man, it's been quite a day. Right, where is my room?
¿Quién llegó de casa?
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Nada, nada. Aquí.
Huh, that's me. Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Y yo como te dejo acá, soy muerto. Y yo. Yo con esto que se la primera vez.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Coño, con la forma que larga. Llega de aquí a aquí. Como che fino. Del todo me canso muerto.
Monsieur Johann van Wulmna.
Vale.
Monsieur Jacques Perru. Monsieur Napoléon Bonaparte.
No puedo. ¿Yo qué coño? Se ha vuelto abundante.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough. Duke Manuel Godoy. Huh, that's me. Huh, that's me. Huh, that's me.
¿Esta es la mía? Soy gilipollas. ¿Qué pasa, Aid?
Right. So what shall I do with this letter? It might be about my mother's disappearance. But if I open it, I'll be betraying Piaggi's trust. What should I do? Damn. Can't wait to open it, but I gave my word to Piaggi, so... Too bad. I'll wait until I hand it to Mother. Wow! Nice room. Mortimer sure doesn't do things halfway.
¿Y la cama dónde está? Pedazo cama. Visión. Ah, pues no. Bueno, voy aquí el lío. Voy aquí el episodio. Bueno, voy a aquí el directo y después continuaremos mañana.